Can pain be transformed or just masked? From the sharp sting of a physical injury to the deep ache of a broken heart, pain is an inescapable part of the human experience. It's a universal language, a primal signal that something is wrong, a force that can bring us to our knees. For centuries, philosophers, healers, and spiritual seekers have grappled with the fundamental question of how to confront this pervasive reality. Is pain merely an enemy to be avoided, suppressed, or masked? Or does it hold a deeper, more profound purpose, a hidden potential for transformation and growth? Today, on Echoes of Olympus, we delve into this timeless dilemma. We'll explore how ancient myths and philosophies viewed pain, examine our modern society's relentless pursuit of comfort, and ask, can pain truly be transformed, or do we merely mask it? Join us as we journey through the landscapes of suffering and discover how embracing, rather than escaping, our deepest wounds might be the key to unlocking profound wisdom and resilience. Pain in mythology and ancient philosophy, a double-edged sword. In ancient myths and philosophical traditions, pain was rarely seen as a purely negative force. It was often a crucible, a test, or even a divine punishment, but almost always with a purpose. It was a teacher, a catalyst for heroism, or a pathway to wisdom. Consider some examples. Prometheus, chained to a rock, his liver devoured daily by an eagle, Prometheus endured unimaginable agony for his defiance of Zeus and his gift of fire to humanity. His pain was a consequence, but also a symbol of his enduring spirit and sacrifice, ultimately leading to his liberation and the advancement of humankind. Hercules. His 12 labors were not just feats of strength. They were a series of immense physical and emotional trials, often involving great suffering and hardship. Through these pains, Hercules was purified, transformed, and ultimately achieved immortality. His journey illustrates pain as a necessary component of heroic achievement and self-mastery. The Stoics. Philosophers like Seneca and Epictetus taught that while pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. They believed that true freedom came from accepting what is beyond our control, including physical pain and misfortune, and focusing on what we can control, our reactions and our inner state. For them, pain was an opportunity to practice virtue, resilience, and inner tranquility. The Epicureans. While often misunderstood as hedonists, Epicurus and his followers sought a life free from pain and disturbance, ataraxia. However, their approach was not about mindless pleasure, but about cultivating wisdom, moderation, and understanding what truly brings lasting contentment. They recognized that some pains were necessary to avoid greater ones, and that a disciplined life could minimize suffering. These ancient perspectives, though diverse, shared a common thread. Pain was not simply something to be eradicated. It was a phenomenon to be understood, navigated, and often integrated into the human experience. It served as a warning, a motivator, a purifier, or a test of character. But how does this ancient wisdom compare to our modern approach to pain? The age of anesthesia, masking pain. In stark contrast to ancient philosophies that often sought to understand and integrate pain, modern society, particularly in the developed world, has largely adopted an approach of relentless pain, avoidance, and masking. With advancements in medicine, psychology, and technology, we possess an unprecedented array of tools designed to eliminate or numb discomfort, both physical and emotional. Pharmaceutical solutions, from over-the-counter painkillers to powerful opioids and antidepressants. We have an arsenal of medications designed to alleviate physical and psychological pain. While these have brought immense relief and improved quality of life for many, their widespread use also reflects a cultural imperative to eradicate pain rather than understand its message. Distraction and escapism. Our digital age offers an endless buffet of distractions. Social media, streaming services, video games, and constant connectivity provide immediate, albeit temporary escapes from discomfort. When boredom, anxiety, or sadness arises, it's easy to pick up a phone and numb the feeling with a scroll, a like, or a new episode. This constant external stimulation prevents us from sitting with our feelings and processing them. The pursuit of constant comfort. Our lives are increasingly engineered for comfort. Climate-controlled environments, convenient transportation, instant food delivery, and labor-saving devices all contribute to a lifestyle where physical and emotional hardship is minimized. While this seems desirable, it can inadvertently reduce our resilience and capacity to cope when discomfort inevitably arises. Quick fixes and superficial solutions. In the realm of emotional pain, there's a pervasive desire for quick fixes. Self-help gurus promise instant happiness, and therapy is sometimes approached as a means to eliminate negative feelings rather than to understand and integrate them. This can lead to a cycle of seeking external solutions for internal problems, never truly addressing the root cause of distress. This relentless pursuit of comfort and the masking of pain, while seemingly benevolent, carries significant consequences. When we constantly numb ourselves, we risk losing touch with vital signals from our bodies and minds. Pain, after all, is a messenger. If we silence the messenger, we miss the message. We might achieve temporary relief, but at the cost of deeper self-awareness, resilience, and the profound growth that often emerges from confronting our struggles. Pain as a catalyst, the transformative potential. If masking pain leads to a superficial existence, then what is the alternative? What if pain, rather than being an enemy, is a powerful, albeit uncomfortable, catalyst for profound transformation? Throughout history, and deeply embedded in our myths and archetypes, is the idea that suffering can be the very forge in which character is tempered, wisdom is gained, and true self is revealed. Consider the transformative power of pain through these lenses. The hero's journey. Revisited. Every hero, from Odysseus to Luke Skywalker, must endure immense suffering, loss, and pain. It is precisely in these moments of deepest struggle, the descent into the underworld, the dark night of the soul, the confrontation with their greatest fear, that they are stripped of their old selves and reborn. The pain of the ordeal is not incidental. It is integral to their transformation into the hero they are destined to become. Without the pain, there is no growth, no wisdom, no return with the elixir. Alchemical transformation. Ancient alchemy, while often associated with turning lead into gold, was also a profound metaphor for psychological and spiritual transformation. The process involved stages of dissolution, putrefaction, and intense heat, all symbolic of suffering and breakdown. It was believed that only through these painful processes could the raw material, the self, be purified and transmuted into something higher, more refined, and more valuable. Post-traumatic growth. In modern psychology, there's a growing understanding of post-traumatic growth, PTG. This concept recognizes that while trauma and pain are devastating, they can also, for some individuals, lead to significant positive psychological changes. These can include a greater appreciation for life, deeper relationships, increased personal strength, new possibilities, and spiritual development. It's not that the trauma is good, but that the struggle through the trauma can unlock unforeseen capacities. The wisdom of the wound. Many spiritual traditions speak of the wounded healer, someone who, through their own deep suffering, gains profound empathy and insight, enabling them to help others. The wound, rather than being a source of shame or weakness, becomes a source of wisdom and compassion. It is the very experience of pain that allows for a deeper connection to the human condition. This perspective doesn't romanticize pain or suggest we should seek it out. Rather, it acknowledges that pain is an inevitable part of life and that our response to it determines whether it becomes a source of stagnation or a powerful engine for growth. The key lies not in avoiding the pain, but in engaging with it consciously, allowing its message to be heard and its transformative potential to be realized. Distinguishing masking from transformation. The distinction between masking pain and transforming it is crucial. Both approaches aim to alleviate suffering, but their methods and long-term outcomes are vastly different. Masking is about suppression, avoidance, and a superficial sense of relief. Transformation is about engagement, processing, and, ultimately, integration. Let's break down the key differences. Masking, suppression, and avoidance. Goal: to eliminate the sensation of pain as quickly as possible, often without addressing its root cause or understanding its message. Method: distraction, numbing agents, substances, excessive entertainment, denial, avoidance of triggers, superficial coping mechanisms. Outcome: temporary relief, but the underlying issue remains unresolved. The pain often resurfaces in different forms: anxiety, depression, addiction, physical symptoms, or manifests as a lack of emotional depth and resilience. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a deep wound. It covers it, but doesn't heal it. Transformation, engagement, and processing. Goal: to understand the pain, extract its lessons, and integrate the experience into one's being, leading to growth and deeper wisdom. Method: mindfulness, self-reflection, therapy, journaling, creative expression, seeking support, confronting difficult emotions, engaging in meaningful action despite discomfort. Outcome: lasting change, increased resilience, deeper self-awareness, empathy, and a greater capacity to navigate future challenges. The pain is not erased, but its meaning is transmuted, like a raw material refined into something valuable. It's like channeling the energy of a powerful river. It's still a river, but its force is now used constructively. Consider the difference between simply taking a painkiller for a chronic ache versus engaging in physical therapy and lifestyle changes to address the root cause of that ache. Both might reduce the pain, but only one leads to lasting health and functional improvement. Similarly, distracting ourselves from emotional pain might offer momentary respite, but true healing and growth come from allowing ourselves to feel, process, and learn from that pain. This doesn't mean we should reject all forms of pain relief. Medications and distractions have their place, especially in acute situations. But a life lived in constant avoidance of discomfort is a life that misses out on the profound opportunities for growth that pain, when engaged with consciously, can offer. The challenge lies in discerning when we are merely masking and when we are truly transforming. Reclaiming our relationship with pain. So, can pain be transformed, or is it just masked? The answer, as we've explored, lies not in the pain itself, but in our relationship with it. In a world that often encourages us to numb, distract, and avoid, the radical act might just be to re-engage with our discomfort, to listen to its messages, and to allow it to be a catalyst for our deepest growth. Pain, whether physical or emotional, is an inherent part of the human condition. It is a signal, a teacher, and often a necessary component of transformation. When we choose to mask it without understanding, we may gain temporary relief, but we lose the opportunity for profound self-discovery, resilience, and a deeper connection to the full spectrum of human experience. By embracing the wisdom of ancient myths and philosophies, and by applying modern psychological insights, we can learn to distinguish between the pain that needs to be managed and the pain that holds a key to our evolution. We can cultivate the courage to sit with discomfort, to process our wounds, and to allow the fires of adversity to forge us into stronger, wiser, and more compassionate beings. This doesn't mean seeking out suffering, but rather, when pain inevitably arrives, choosing to engage with it consciously. It means recognizing that the scars we carry are not just marks of injury, but symbols of battles fought, lessons learned, and transformations endured. They are the testament to our resilience and the source of our deepest empathy. Ultimately, our relationship with pain defines much of our human journey. By reclaiming it, by allowing it to transform us rather than merely masking it, we unlock a profound wellspring of strength, wisdom, and authentic living. For in the crucible of pain, if we dare to face it, we often find the truest version of ourselves. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe to the Echoes of Olympus channel for more deep dives into mythology, philosophy, and the human experience, and share it with someone who is navigating their own journey with pain. And remember, the path to healing often begins not by running from the wound, but by bravely looking within.